Alright guys, welcome to one of the semi-final games of this month's MSEM GP. We have Neon versus Zetacorn. Zetacorn is on Fireweaver 8 sack, which I'm very excited to see hit the finals, or hit the semi-finals, because it's a deck that I've been wanting to get on camera for a long time, and also I'm glad that Gal is finally having success with this deck, because it's personally a deck that I'm very interested in. What's Neon?
Neon is on the Azorius Marin Polgak deck.
Oh.
So it uses a lot of enchantments. So you can see handling this, you have logic module, order module, cards like that. And then on top of that, you'll use cards. Marin Polgak's the main card in the deck. And it allows you to make copies of your enchantments. So the goal is to lock your opponent out of the game for a little bit, and then take over the mid game by copying a bunch of powerful enchantments, or just getting rid of your opponent's whole board with stuff like Beyond the Veil, or beating them to death with stuff like Into Siu's Masterpiece.
Neon opens on Chronicles. Meanwhile, Go has access to 2 mana this turn. Do they run out Fireweaver here, or do they just run out Aaron's Radical?
That's a good question.
Oh, I guess they're just jamming Warden of Silence right now.
That's surprising.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah.
because like
just plays Fireweaver is a good Magic card.
Yeah, but you can't really make the best use of it right now.
You have a selective reading in hand. That's all you need.
Oh yeah, good point. If Fireweaver can't be dealt with this turn, then Gal just gets to do stuff with it.
Yeah. And Neon isn't going to be doing anything for a moment here. Like 3 4-drops and an Invalidate, so...
Yeah, certainly not the best starting hand to keep.
No. Especially because, I mean, you have the mana, though. So once you hit it, I mean, you have a bunch of cards that do a bunch of things.
Alright, so Datacorn is now just free to do whatever.
Well, there's an Invalidate.
That's so not going to stop anything.
What if they tap out for selective breeding? I don't think you would, but what if?
Okay, so what selective breeding targets are there for Fireweaver in this spot?
In this spot, let's pull up. There's a bunch of them. I mean, you could run out, tons of things.
Right, there's selective on Fireweaver, and I think, does Neon have anything that could counter it? Like, is Gal playing around everything that Neon can have right now?
Neon only has main deck Invalidate.
Okay, yeah, so that's completely safe.
So, gonna get 5-drop. There are a couple good 5-drops in the deck. There's Ophidian Oracle, I guess, which can get you
Reclamation Grove Sculptor. That's going to mana screw Neon.
That's pretty good, yeah. That is a pretty good choice. Big beater. Not really anything Neon can do about that. You can't veil it. So long as they keep Neon, you can keep them off the red hard enough. Play Scarlet Mist. That gets invalidated. So long as Neon doesn't have 2 white, they can't play Order Module at the very least.
They also don't have any plays right now.
I think I would be keeping Neon off of blue, maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Is there anything?
I guess yeah. Heraldry is a scare magic card.
Well, actually, no. Neon has an island. They can't play Heraldry anyways, even if they did have the land.
That's true.
I guess you want to keep them off beyond. No, you want to keep them off. Actually, there's no reason. There's nothing to really keep them off of.
Yeah, I mean, you just hit whatever. Ooh, you hit the pool.
Selective number 2.
Selective number 2? I don't think. I mean, I guess you could play like. I don't know what you would get off of it. You're just gonna beat your opponent to death with this Reclamation Grove Sculptor for a while and turn all of their lands into forests.
Yeah.
You do have Anren's Radical.
Actually, I mean, so Gal is really far ahead right now, so I think they're just trying to figure out how to like not lose the game.
So you can play Logic Module next turn. The tough thing is you kind of don't have a lot of stuff. Like, your hand is a bunch of expensive modules that you can't really use. Play the Warden out.
I guess just the cantrip.
Yeah.
I think like this is sort of the situation where Gal probably has a better play, but they can't really think of any better plays right now, so they're just playing the most low commitment play right now.
There's a lot of like those plays where you'll have like, oh, I can do a bunch of things in theory. I get like Anrin's Radicals, pitch a card, get a certain 5-drop out. If you hit a land next turn, you can play that, and then you're just miles ahead of your opponent.
And so I guess
Does Neon just make a copy of Reclamation Grove Sculptor?
can they do that? Yeah, they can, and that does match you, Gal.
That's yeah, you can keep him off of blue.
Also, it's
They
untapped.
played a fetch land, so it doesn't matter.
Actually, so it's untapped, so that provides a blocker for Reclamation Grove Sculptor. And then
Yeah,
Neon can
Lost
just
Module was actually pretty good. Like making a token copy of something's not bad.
Mirror and Pogeg. I guess Neon really hoped that they had that last turn.
Yeah. So you play Logic Module. I mean, you're gonna swing with the Grove Sculptor anyway, because you're like, oh, I'm gonna hit the Bastion. And now they just have one, like they have basically no mana. Without a lot of stuff, it's still tough.
Can Gal remove the Reclamation Grove Sculptor? I think they can, but
I would bet again. I would bet on Gala being able to do anything.
They can do anything within
generally speaking.
reason.
Human, yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's a way to kill it.
Actually, they have Earthbreaker Behemoth, so they can grab Earthbreaker and kill Reclamation Grove Sculptor. No, they can't. Selective breeding.
You can't grab it with this. I mean, you can play Anrin's Radicals, fetch it up, and then sack your Warden of Silence. Your opponent's tapped out. Go get another 5-drop human.
Seems like they're grabbing a 3-drop for. Oh, okay. So now they get to go What Lurks and then grab a 6-drop.
Get Layer and Alpha.
Or get. No, they're getting Kyoro, I think, after doing a What Lurks chain.
They're getting a 4-drop, so they're getting a 4-drop. What 4-drop?
Fire Truth Seeker.
Yeah, and then you Fire Truth Seeker into that. Yeah.
Yeah, the classic.
You could Fire Truth Seeker into Earthbreaker Behemoth, and then just.
No, you grab. I'm pretty sure you grab Kyoro here because Kyoro is basically the best card in this scenario.
Yeah.
And now you get to buy back Scarlet Mist, I guess. Yeah, and then Scarlet Mist to Kyoro, which
then will re-enter, gets out Ancestral Council because
I guess Ancestral grabs another selective breeding.
Yeah, and then you get, I don't know. I mean, you don't get anything this turn, I imagine.
Maybe you want to selective
Master Negotiator, Red and White Fox.
No, you grab Ultimate Surveyor and blow up.
Yeah, you grab Ultimate Surveyor. Well, it doesn't blow up because it's only mana value 3 or less, so it doesn't do that much for you. Token copies keep mana value, right? I would wager that.
Yeah.
You're really advantaged here if you're Gallo.
Maybe just grab Witch of Spring's Promise and try to get a new hand. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Your hand's not great, yeah. I mean, you draw land pretty savage, gets you a magic card. Any creature out of your deck. Well, it's assuming you keep the Grove Sculptor, because you might want to swing in with that this turn.
I think like you grab selective, you selective the Ancestral, you grab some sort of.
does have haste too.
Yeah, it has haste this turn, so you swing again and then grab like something else from you. You get to grab selective again actually this turn. You just get to select two things.
Yeah.
Yep, they're going to grab selective.
Grab selective breeding.
Oh, swinging now. Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know if it matters here.
Do you want to turn off Logic Module, or do you just want to keep going after mana sources? And they're turning off Logic Module.
That's not the worst decision. Yeah. I think that's very reasonable.
Kyro grabs selective breeding.
Worst.
So there is a problem in playing Neon up on mana because Neon has a pretty good late game hand right now.
Yeah, Neon's hand is good, is the thing. Enchantments simply stay winning.
So
uses the selective breeding in hand, Ancestral Council.
The selective breedings, flashbacks, selective breeding on Ancestral Council. Let's see what Gal grabs.
Yeah. I mean, Witch of Spring's Promise is not the worst pick here. Flyer isn't bad, because your opponent really only has one flyer in the deck, I think.
Yeah, but I think you want something more impactful on the board.
There's not, I mean, for 3, there's not
You could just grab another Ancestral Council.
I mean, I guess.
And find another Wetlarks, which sets up really nicely for next turn. Or no, they're just dealing with Alton the Chronicles. That I'm not so sure about that play. There really isn't a rush to blow up the Chronicles right now, right?
It's not. And maybe the idea is like it's possible with the mana screw. I mean, they haven't screwed Neon efficiently enough. I think if you had targeted a land, then you could say I've shut Neon off of the mana I need to make sure that if they do end up getting that they can't just use Chronicles. Keep the card stuck in their hand.
Oh, like yeah, if you wanted to go after Neon's mana, you'd be blowing up
I
the
mean, if you're gonna,
like you can force one of their lands and then use Ultim to blow up the Bastion, and then that sets
these aren't magic cards.
Neon's pretty far back, I guess.
So Neon's gonna play one of the cards. Simply play Order Module.
Logic
and pump
Module
your
copy Kyoro. That's actually really good for them because they get
Pretty
to
good, yeah.
actually no, they don't get to flashback anything.
They
No,
do.
well, they're doing it anyways. Actually no, they get to
Chronicles.
pitch Pogek in. Does this work out? Because like this has a ward cost of discarding a card, right? So Neon can just pitch Pogek and then get Kyora, and Kyoro reanimates Pogek. Yeah, they can do
Yeah.
that. They didn't make that. They didn't do that play, but that's something they could have done. And I think it's just that like Neon was unaware of
Neon's
making.
pitching Order Module to it, which is a choice.
I think they were just unaware of being able to make that play, or maybe they do value Chronicles more. But
I don't see why you would. Your opponent doesn't really have a lot of ways to blow up singular creatures, as far as I'm aware.
all right, so I guess this is a wait, what? How?
What?
I think they just accidentally created that one.
Probably hit create all instead of
Yeah.
Probably hit create all instead of create the right token. See, simply if you play Order Module, you just pump up your whole board, and then you have a 2/3/2s, 2/2/2s, and a 4/5. Simply beat your opponent to death with your army of creatures.
I wonder if Gal's going to fetch out Meteor Harbinger now, because this would be a good time to try to wipe the board.
This would be a great time to Meteor Harbinger, yeah. Be a great time to do a lot of things.
Oh, well, they can just pretty savage now, right? Or no, they can't.
They already could because of Adoran.
No, they don't have power 4 or greater.
They don't. It's a cry and shame. I think, yeah, you... I thought it was going to be Anrins, and then you have 5 mana to play whatever you get, but goes for Selective Breeding for 2.
Grabs Ancestral. I guess they're doing some Lurk Chain again.
Yeah, makes sense. Could get Meteor Harbinger.
Are you really calling it that?
No.
What lurks? Okay, well, they're lurking the Ancestral. Do they have a second fire shape?
Yeah, the deck runs 2 Fiery Truth Seekers.
Or no, they can just get the one from Graveyard, because what lurks also searches Grave.
That's true.
In fact, they should be searching Grave right now, because then it leaves one back in the...
Yeah, they do. So gets that. I mean, Truth Seeker.
Grabs Meteor Harbinger, I guess.
Everyone did discard the Order Module. I don't think this is a deck that's really necessarily trying to go wide.
Neon also gets the Pogek engine online next turn, right?
That's true.
Gal probably should have tried to... Gal have tapped Adherence Scryer. No, Adherence Scryer doesn't make the right... No, it makes all colors of mana due to Bastion.
Yeah, it makes Bastion. So, getting a 5-drop.
So, like, probably should have tapped this for mana first in case it gets blown up by Meteor Harbinger.
Yeah. You could get Obsessive Ritualist here.
Oh, no, they just get back...
Also,
that also works, yeah.
Which does give neg 1/neg 1. Gets Reclamation Grove Sculptor back out of the grave and shuts off the Logic Module.
I mean, that does, like, blow up all of Neon's stuff.
That does stop things here. I mean, yeah, you simply... Kyoros bounce off of one another.
I think that's another selective.
But yeah, it does get Selective Breeding.
You can selective and then selective the Grove Sculptor into Meteor Harbinger and wipe the board.
Just get Ancestral Council.
Ancestral doesn't do anything this turn. It does stuff next turn, but not this turn. No, they're grabbing selective.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're seeing a Meteor Harbinger here.
I mean, like I said, I think you get Obsessive Ritualist.
Oh wait, Commanding Princess. That also works. So that blows up Kyoro and also blows up Chronicles. That was actually that's really solid.
How does it blow up Kyoro?
Because Kyoro already took 2 damage from the block.
Oh, very wise. Anna deals with Chronicles, and now you can. I don't know.
You can Amron's Radical this turn.
You can get Obsessive Ritualist next turn. This is a bad spot for Neon now. This is a really bad spot.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
I guess Pogek can copy the Bastion.
Because what Neon needs right now is a lot more mana.
I mean, it makes their module top decks a lot better if they have a bunch of mana and they top deck a module and they can activate multiple times.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I think you simply play Marin Polgak, make a copy of Bastion. I think you can make 2 copies of
Is it
Bastion.
untapped? Oh, cool. Yeah, you can make 2 Bastion copies.
Yeah. But the thing is, you can't use the Bastion to activate your own ability. So because it's kind of mana intensive, so I don't think. Oh,
Wait,
here's the question: if you make a copy of something with force
can
count
you
on it.
wait?
Oh.
I don't think things are enchantments anymore.
Yeah, they lose all of the card types, so they're not enchantments.
Let me check. Yeah,
Oh, perfect. See, look.
wonderful. Thanks for being the judge for us, Gal, so that we don't have to wait for a judge call.
Hmm. Yeah. So I think Neon might just simply lose here because you get whatever.
Yeah.
Like you get Obsessive Ritualist off of whatever effect you want, and then you beat your opponent's face in, and they have no creatures, and they have nothing.
So I think Neon's thinking about attacks right now. I don't think there's really any attacking option that does anything. So you probably should just
Full send.
actually no? You want to keep your guys around in case you top deck Order Module or
Full
Chronicles.
send.
So yeah, you just keep everything back and don't block next turn. Nope, they're going.
Yeah. Gallows board is a 1/1 and a 2/1 they want to keep around. You can actually swing in here.
Why are you not blocking with your? I guess it's fine.
Because you want Princess on board for getting other creatures purposes. Because
Yeah,
that's not going to do anything for you on board.
You need Scryers.
And I think you.
I mean,
it
trading
lets you
Scryers
use pretty
for
savage. Because you have the mana for it. You don't have the mana for it if you lose Scryers.
You still can't use it because you don't have power 4 or greater.
That's true. I think you just. Well, now with the land, you get Anrin's Radicals. See, it worked out. Or no?
Well, hopefully Gal remembers that they can't pay 4 right now. Oh, never mind.
True.
You just pay savage for a Fireweaver.
That is a pretty. That's not a bad choice. I play Fireweaver, get.
What do they have left?
A lot of things. They only grabbed a Scarlet Mist.
You
have Shaldrayan's Rage.
Wait, that's actually yeah. Shaldrayan's Rage right now would be pretty good because it turns off like top deck Chronicles from being a win con.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can even hold up.
You can get Flame Caller's command.
Oh, never mind.
Then you can also like.
Gal's doing Conquer Psyche on the Kyoro.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
So that also. So yeah, so that brings back Kyoro. So Kyoro comes back and copies, and then gets back the Conquer Psyche, which gets even more Conquer Psyches.
So you have like you just get your whole graveyard out.
Yeah.
So
that's a selective breeding.
So there's 4 Kyoro triggers, right? Because there's
no,
they're
conquering Psyche, the commanding princess instead.
That also works, yeah. Simply do like gonna kill Marin Polgak with the damage, and then exile the tokens. Your opponent has no cards in hand. Just really lock them down, make sure they can't do anything.
Wait, Polgak can copy the Bastion twice and then give it itself hexproof. So that might have actually been a mistake.
That's true.
Never mind. GG's.
That's fair. Even if you do have Marin Polgak on board, you have no cards, and your opponent has all the cards.
I mean, you could have top decked the module and then activate it twice. That could have been a way out.
I don't know what module you would get though. Like
fair.
Like Order module exiles one thing, and you can't give it a Kyora because you have no cards.
Okay, so let's look at sideboarding, and let's start with Neon's board because it's a lot simpler.
Yeah, let's see. Probably get
Spell Pierce.
Maybe get Spell Pierce, yeah. Isolated. I don't know if that does anything.
Yeah, and maybe Kernel Quarantine just to wipe the board.
Yeah, board wipe would be nice because you need creatures on board.
Actually, no. And Citadel of Radiance is actually good here because there's lots of graveyard stuffs.
There is a lot of getting stuff out of the grave, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, between like Kyora, you're trying to what lurks beyond from your grave. Turns off Truth Seeker.
So let's look at Gal's sideboard. How much of this is actually stuff you bring in, and how much of this is supposed to be part of the wish board?
I'm pretty sure only Calamity Rose and Tiger of the Drums are non-wish board cards, but I don't know if that means that the other stuff's not going to come
Actually,
in.
maybe you bring in Calamity Rose because it wipes enchantments.
It would wipe enchantments. That is true.
Well, the players have started. Neon gets a pretty good 6-card hand. They're probably keeping that. Probably buying the Heraldry because it's literally uncastable right now.
Yeah. And Heraldry's not that good against Gal's deck.
Gal has a 1-lander. They could keep this.
But 2 mana dorks and a Fireweaver.
Does Gal want to risk this? They are going to risk
does.
this. That could be a problem if Gal ends up getting punished for this and then ends up tilting.
Yeah, that's very possible. That's something you have to consider.
So
if I was playing League, I would definitely keep that hand. Definitely a no balls hand.
Oh dear. Okay, let's hope that Gal top deck a land next turn because this is the mana dorks getting invalidated.
That's true. That's rough. You do have Hierarch Ranger though, so you have a second one, and Neon has a Beyond the Veil. So
yeah.
I mean, like your opponent having
two that's pieces not land.
Chose a 5-drop, plays Hierarch Ranger. That's gonna get Beyond the Veiled.
Yeah, that's not good for them.
Really, I mean, I don't know if that's unfortunate or a bad keep.
I wouldn't call that a bad keep, honestly. Like it's something.
Yeah, invalidates a 4-up, and if you stick that first mana dork, simply just as that was a mistake. We're going to game 3. Deep breaths. Don't let it get in your head. Don't play it.
Okay, I think this hand's keepable. Yeah, this hand's pretty good.
Very keepable. Yeah.
You bombed Kyoro here because it's uncastable.
Well, you didn't. Oh, they didn't.
Bombed.
I guess if you're playing a card from your hand, I think you'd rather have Kyoro, but.
Right, because what lurks can grab stuff from hand, but selective breeding can only grab from deck. So you'd rather Grove Scalper be in deck, so it's fetchable off selective.
True. Wow.
Don't worry, since it's on Cockpit, you can just
undo. It's easy. If every time I was playing Magic, when I'm playing like physical Magic, I pick up 2 cards constantly. Like, it's horrible. Yeah, undo last draw, simple solution.
I think they might also have to randomize the deck.
Yeah, the problem is that there's a card on bottom because of the mull, so you can't just undo the draw and shuffle because there's a card that needs to be on bottom.
Yeah, but it's a pretty easy. Oh, we have a judge in chat right now. Good, we don't have to wait.
Whee!
So let's see how so basically this turn, so Gal probably tries to jam Mortem Silence. Neon invalidates that, and then Neon untapped and offering pools, and then Gal gets Resolve and Ancestral Council. Carnival Quarantine is probably going to end up being a big blowout for Neon.
Yeah. But it might end up just being like, undo draw. Or, just pull the card out.
So Princess will be able to blow up Carnival Quarantine, and then Carnival Quarantine being blown up will get a bunch of ETB triggers. I think both players are in a good spot right now. Heraldry shouldn't do too much in this matchup.
I don't think Heraldry matters.
It's also uncastable half the time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if Datacorn does get Reclamation, then it's not really castable. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because realistically, you're kind of swinging with multiple big creatures, and also there's just so many ways to deal with it. There's an Olden Surveyor in hand. There's so many ways to deal with it.
Actually, there is a question here in that if Gal tries to jam Warden Silence, will Neon try to invalidate that? Because they could save the validate for something later on, but in the same breath, invalidate uses Neon's mana really well. And okay, so they draw their card. They're fetching this turn. Interesting. So I guess they're getting a forest and what?
Mountain?
Interesting.
I don't think you need. Yeah, you don't need a red source here.
I think you need to start fetching or paying lands right now. Or no, they need double green for their lurks. So I don't think that was a great fetching decision. Yeah,
I think I would have gone Forest Island there, but maybe casting Kyoro from hand slightly bigger plan. But even then, you have time to fetch it.
I think you probably should have played Serene Palace instead of fetching or playing out the fetch land that turn. Okay, so
do you?
Yeah, Neon's tapped out because now you're at the mercy of drawing your second green source. And
it gets Order Module, which is
quite good.
Honestly, doesn't seem that good in this matchup.
Really, I think it's pretty good. It puts stuff on board.
The thing is, there's so many ways to deal with 1/1s. There's ways to deal with 2/2s, and the Exile mode isn't really good. There's 3-4 cards in the Wish board.
Yeah.
So anytime you get Fireweaver plus Harbinger plus Ritualist, which are both pretty easy fetch targets. What's going on?
I think actually no idea.
I just see a Set It Tundra flying around. I think maybe Neon's bad mouse. Understandable. The Set It Tundra was flying around everywhere.
Yeah. I guess Neon's trying to fix their mouse right now.
Probably.
Does this kind of slow play?
I don't think it's intentional.
Alright, there you go. So Gal can top deck Nebula, and Nebula lets him cast Kyoro. Okay, that also lets him cast stuff. But like you always jam Ancestral Council here and grab what lurks or Selective.
Yeah.
You might have to grab Selective here because your mana because you don't have double colors of what.
That's not a big deal. I think you should have gotten. I don't know. There's some way to play the lands, right?
Okay, so Neon runs out Heraldry, and then Gal is just free to Selective Breeding.
True.
And that gets a 5
and
drop.
then you get it's a 5 drop. You get whatever. Are you targeting the Heraldry here? Or are you saying like that needs to go?
No, I think you grab you grab Meteor Harbinger and blow up everyone's lands.
Yeah.
Because you have Ultimate Surveyor left over for Heraldry. Although I'm actually not sure if that's a good play or not. Like you can just grab Reclamation Grove Scalper instead. That's the safe play.
Grove Sculptor is a safe play, yeah.
Yeah, but then it gets blown up by removal, and then you're in a pretty bad spot if that happens.
But does that Kernel Quarantine?
You might have wanted to go after your opponent's land. No, you can't master your opponent anyways.
Yeah, your opponent's mana is pretty good here. Just deal with the Heraldry. That's safe. That's reasonable.
After Reclamation Grove Sculptor gets blown up,
gonna blow it up. Order module. You don't really want to deal with. You don't want to exile Reclamation Grove Sculptor. Your opponent has too many ways to deal with. I think your opponent has too many ways to deal with enchantments, and you don't want to get another TV.
No, the opponent doesn't. Or Gal doesn't really have that many ways without having board presence first.
That's fair.
Especially expensive enchantments, because Ultimate Surveyor only goes up to 3 mana.
Yeah, plays Embodied Soul, gets Order Module, does exile it, which is I think that's the right play. That's fair, honestly. It's unfortunate in this situation because it's going to get Ultimate Surveyored, and then
it can't. It's too expensive.
Oh yeah, I can't read.
And Gal draws the Manning Princess, which is not ideal because you'd rather have it as a fetch target.
Discards Commanding Princess.
Grab Selective, and then
tap their mana wrong. Major L.
Oh wait, they can't. Gal can't actually Selective this turn because they only have 1 green source.
Yeah, well, you get Selective. It does have X in its cost. I missed that bit when I read Anrin's Radical. I was just confused as to why is this card? Are they running a card that just gets like a 5 drop out? What does that do? And actually, that makes sense.
Neon needs to Kernel Quarantine this turn, or else Gal gets untap, and then Neon won't have a chance to respond to Selective Breeding.
Yeah, Neon's in kind of a tough spot here.
No, they're pretty advantage. Like if they deal with everything Gal has, then Order Module.
They only have 1 card in hand though.
Order Module wins the game on its own.
A bunch of lands. What?
Order Module just wins the game on its own. You activate the first mode, you activate the second mode, the third mode, and you win.
Board wipe.
Gal doesn't have board wipe right now.
They're not far from 1.
No, they're pretty screwed from 1 right now.
If Gala just draws a forest,
no,
that's Neon's in a terrible spot.
Oh, Ultimate Surveyor still doesn't do the thing that it needs to do.
You don't need Ultimate Surveyor. You have a human. You have Selective Breeding. Neon has no cards in hand.
It only goes up to 4 mana, and your Commanding Princess is in the yard, so you can't fetch that thing out.
I still think there's too many ways for Gallo to win.
Fireweaver.
There's worse things. I mean, you can. I guess you Selective Breed. Do you Selective Breeding that for 4? Does it get you anything?
Yes, that's actually quite good because now you actually that. I think that top deck might have saved Gal. I'm not sure if they have a way to blow up enchantments. Oh no, I guess they have no good targets.
It's Chaos as your redemption,
and that's another Order module.
I don't know what Chaos is your redemption does here.
It grabs the trifecta of odd effects, and then hopefully you hit one of them.
Second Order module. I guess you just hit Fireweaver here.
Yeah.
And then see if Gallo simply top decks a Nebula that can tap for black, then they play Kyoro.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that does anything, but you can
It
play it.
does do. It grabs Ancestral Council. No, it grabs Selective Breeding for nothing. So I guess yeah, you grab Ancestral Council.
Yeah. I presume Neon makes some tokens here, starts beating in.
Which is actually a pretty huge problem for Gal because that's a pretty fast clock. All right, I guess that's mana. So Gal has 5 mana this turn. They can go Alton into Selective, so that gets up. So that Alton blows up Embodied Soul, and then also gets them a 4-drop. What 4-drops do they have right now that does stuff?
I mean, every 4-drop does stuff if you think about it. I don't think a lot. Like Commanding Princess is probably like the one good card here, and that had to get pitched earlier. So
Yeah, like they don't have
the
any.
problem with
They don't have any good 4-drop humans right now.
yeah, just get Solmon the Huntress. It has hexproof.
Are they jamming Kayla? Okay, they are jamming that. I'm not sure what that does, but
We are simply playing Magic.
it does something.
It does. It does something pretty savage.
Grabbing the pods here aren't good because there's nothing to pod into. You only have one Alton Surveyor, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not in tech. You can pod into your Warden of Silence.
Oh, they're grabbing the pods. Yeah, this is not ideal.
Something else you can get because you don't really have a way to deal with enchantments main.
Yeah, this is definitely not what you want to be chaosing for.
I don't think the Reckless Impulse gets pretty savage.
I mean, that's
a magic
that's one of
card.
the least bad options, I feel.
That is, yeah, you can get, your Fireweaver, and you actually have the mana this time to cast something off of it. Do something. Golden Surveyor does exist
No.
against Embodied Soul. If you
Actually, yeah, so you grab Fireweaver, you play it out. Or Fire that I guess that technically does stuff. Although I'm not exactly sure. So Ultim blows up Embodied Soul. Neon can just activate 2 order modules and swing in for a billion damage next turn.
like 9 damage.
This is not the right time to gain life with Ultim because you're giving your opponent stuff to buff. This is not even going to break even.
I mean, if gaining 4 life, they already. Well, that's not good right now. I don't think you're playing that magic card. Neon simply plays Kernel Quarantine and loses immediately.
So I guess that's 2 order module. Okay, yeah, they are going to play it untapped.
You have to, because then you can activate it. Yeah, I think you just. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. You do that, set the other one to Unity, swing in for 10. Gallo has 1 turn to do something.
They can't actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they can grab Calamity Smith. If Alton Surveyor makes it through the turn.
Calamity, that's true.
Or Calamity Rolls, I mean.
Can you?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's plus 4.
I forget Biocultivator is mana dork. Yeah, so.
And if that happens, I think Gal actually just wins. Yeah.
That's insanely good, yeah. Really hope that they did board in Calamity Rose.
I'm sure they
because
did.
If so, then this game this might be one of the biggest swings ever. This is
Oh, okay. I think it's happening. It's going to happen. Okay, come on, Gal. See the line. See the line, please.
This is the magic equivalent of
Come on.
Yeah. Yes, it could be happening. It could be happening. X equals 4. I'm gonna get like Layered Alpha here. Just completely.
You literally can't get Layer and Alpha. Like that's illegal because selective breeding.
It simply is illegal.
Okay.
Validate. As for validate. That's tough. Okay, get Calamity Rose, win the game.
Yeah.
Oh! Dreams do come true.
And then all the creatures come back from these.
That has to be the biggest swing from a single card I think I could imagine.
I was actually questioning Calamity Rose's inclusion in Gal's deck, but now that I've seen it in action,
you can't,
Yeah. I think the reason I was questioning it is because I was always assuming that they would be potting into it early, but apparently if you pot into it while you're behind on board, this happens.
Yeah, it is like such a good comeback card. And then you get Reclamation, Growth Sculpt, Unsrivaled Fireweaver, and Anrid's Radicals. So you get to I don't know. I guess you turn one of the. You turn one of the lands into a forest. It doesn't matter.
So Neon, at least Neon has kernel quarantine, so it
That's true.
So now
it ends up. So Neon's gonna exile the board, and then Gallo's still pretty ahead because you have cards in hand.
yeah, it's going to exile the board until Gal finds their next way to blow up enchantments.
Sculptor, Radical Weaver. So yeah, gonna hit one of the lands. It taps for double blue. Does use Anrin's Radicals, pitches a Biocultivator. Not good here. Gonna get selective breeding. And then Fireweaver gets something. I mean, you probably get what, like Conquer Psyche?
Conjure, no, you want something that's good if your board gets wiped. So you probably want to grab. Do you still have Chaos as your redemption? No, you don't.
If your board gets wiped,
Ghoulish Unearthing. Can you cast that? No, you can't. Okay, they're just grabbing Scarlet Mist. Neon disconnect.
Neon has Rage Quit. Probably not, honestly. I mean, it's very possible there's a message of. I mean, that's tough. Scarlet Mist, good.
Scarlet Mist is actually so next turn Gal has Fiery True Seeker into Scarlet Mist, I guess.
Yes.
And that grabs Fiery True Seeker grabs Chaos.
Well, that's assuming Neon wouldn't have Kernel Quarantine, which they do. With Kernel Quarantine, they Fiery Truths. You don't have your you don't have What Lurks Beyond, so you can't do a traditional chain with True Seeker.
You can. Right, good point.
So, like, do you have a 4-mana wizard?
So yeah, next turn Gal should be attacking first so that it plays around Kernel Quarantine. Or they're just doing it main phase. Alright, I mean that also
You
works.
have to do it main phase, no enchantments.
Oh yeah, right. True.
It's a conditional flash. So that's fine. Neon has no board presence out of this. Like, you have Fiery Truth Seeker, you have cards in hand. You're in advantage state still, I think.
Ancestral Council. That's
pretty good. That's a pretty good card to get. And then you
except it doesn't start.
Scarlet Mist your Ancestral Council get another. Like, you get What Lurks Beyond here for the.
The problem is that it doesn't start a chain.
Well, it does. Because
not immediately.
You put Fiery Truth. Well, yeah, not this turn. It will next turn. Get Scarlet Mist off of the Ancestral Council. You poke in for 1. Neon's on the ropes now. I think next turn Gallo gets too far ahead to stop unless he had another. I think that's all the Kernel Quarantines.
You want to get Calamity Rolls back? Aren't you like, yeah, if you get Calamity Rolls back, it blows up your board.
You can't really choose.
Yeah, so that's
unfortunately.
That's why you probably don't.
Yeah, I guess you simply win outside of that. Okay, deck thinning is deck winning.
Oof.
Didn't thin the deck enough. It gets a 10 draw.
Keeping it in hand for there's nothing to bluff here. Yeah. I guess bluffing Invalidate.
You're bluffing Invalidate, yeah.
Well, actually, no, you also have Spell Pierce, so yeah, you're bluffing one of those two.
I haven't seen Spell Pierce since enough. Must just not have drawn it.
Yeah.
Because I know there's no way you're not bringing that in. Draws land.
Ooh,
I think you just What Lurks Beyond. Get your Ancestral Council, put your Fiery Truth Seeker down. User, get rid of your Fiery Truth Seeker, put in whatever giant.
Apparently.
I mean, selective also is fair.
Why are they grabbing off selective? There's no more 4-drop humans.
Can I see a Fireweaver?
Actually, yeah, good point. Maybe a Fireweaver.
Says actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go for X equals 2. That makes more sense.
Or what?
Because the X equals 2. I don't know. You can get like whatever.
Ophidian Oracle, actually. I think that's what they.
Yeah, see, get Ophidian Oracle. Draw a card, Abound. What Lurks Beyond, get your Leyran Alpha out and beat your opponent to death. That's also fair.
Which gets back Selective, it gets back Scarlet Mist on Ophidian Oracle.
Get Scarlet Mist on Ophidian.
No.
Gets back Chaos as your redemption.
What?
Okay.
That's
a choice.
I don't think that's the most efficient way to do that, but
no.
You can sure go ahead.
Pop off.
Oh, well, not punished.
I mean,
never punished.
Pretty optimal. Never simply unpunished. So gets to What Lurks Beyond on the.
Or what? I guess for Kyoro, do they have 2 Kyoros, or do they have to?
Yeah, 2 Kyoros, man. Oh. So yeah, I think you simply get Kyoro.
Grab Kyoro,
and then you
from hand. Oh.
Simply beat your opponent to death.
And then What Lurks the Ophidian Oracle into Leyran Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
and then
I think
Scarlet Mist Leyran Alpha. Wait, what? I mean, sure. I don't see how that benefits you more than just it gives haste, right?
It gives haste. You don't wanna give your opponent time to draw more cards here.
Ancestral
Council.
Not What Lurks. What? Do you? I
I think
guess
not right.
I guess maybe they cut Leyran Alpha because
Maybe they.
yeah. I mean,
This is not a bad board. This is a short clock. Gets a reckless impulse.
I think they're just out of good options now. But although
That's true. The deck is thin.
I still would have grabbed the backup Wetlerks though.
Deck thinning is deck winning. Simply
Okay,
put,
now
attack.
they're lurking.
Okay, now gets what lurks. I guess you're lurking your council, getting a truth seeker out of the graveyard.
Commanding Princess.
Getting commanding princess.
I don't think you want to blow up.
Don't do it!
No. I.
Horrible.
Are you sure you want to do this?
That's unfortunate. That's truly unfortunate.
No, they're still super far ahead, but
Oh, you just have nothing. You have no creatures.
No, Calamity Smith. Does Calamity Smith at least leave behind herself?
No. It's just a straight up.
Well, no, they get a bunch of ETB triggers, so they get to set up for next turn.
That's true. The ETBs are probably still worth it. I mean, your board's not bad. You have Grove Sculptor. It's unfortunate, but you're still in a great spot. So you can, because you get a bunch of ETBs, you get all the ETBs, and then you Calamity Rose. Your board goes away, but then you have a basically full hand. Your opponent has nothing. Your opponent has 1 blue, 1 land. L plus ratio plus no doubloons.
And Radical can fetch the last Chaos is your redemption. I mean,
you mean
selective breeding?
Selective breeding?
Yeah.
Simply cheat and get Chaos as your redemption off of Anwin's Radicals.
I'm mixing up the tutor targets in this deck.
It's hard to keep track of.
This is why I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh is this, but with like half of the cards, almost less than half the cards.
Now they're fetching.
It's obsessive rich.
No, they're just
flexing. Yeah, give selective breeding. And then you Fireweaver, get, I don't know, whatever. A lot of that's fairly like interactive. You get Tali's Council.
You can't cast it.
Can't cast it. Yeah, Flame Caller's command you can't cast.
You still think blowing up the current quarantine was a misplay? Because I think it is.
I think it's still a misplay, yeah. I think your board's still really good.
Not
Reckless Impulse,
not the
mana
best thing to be
ascetic.
playing, but it's fair.
I feel like this is worse because I feel like you're just on a like slower clock.
Oh,
Logic Module does nothing.
Wait, no, that was a brilliant play because it blanks your opponent's Logic Module.
Yellow simply read the top card and knew it was coming. Actually, that is a fair point because if your opponent draws like Polgak, they can copy it. If they draw, I don't know if there's anything else that copies it, but like based on the idea, I might be like, maybe they get a second one of these. I can't let this stick around on board because if they draw Polgak, I just lose. Logic Module does nothing because no one has any creatures on board.
Actually, no. Logic Module is uncastable. No, it's castable after playing Sedate Tundra.
It's castable. You can play it.
You just choose a third mode and get this passive.
I guess you just choose Conclusion. You can, in fact, play that magic card.
They're keeping it in hand.
Yeah, might as well bluff. It doesn't do anything. Plays New Divide untapped.
What does Gal have access to this turn? Silence draws a card.
Warden, Breeding, get something.
You might have wanted to keep Nebula, or you might have wanted to not play out New Divide this turn because.
Yeah, imagine having a black mana might not be massive. Imagine you selective breeding.
So actually, is a problem. Is in that you're kind of out threats now.
Yeah, a lot of your good cards are in the graveyard right now. Fetches a forest. One of the palaces will do damage. I think it's 2 because it's you lose a life unless you have less life. Plays Flame Caller's command. Simply
looking for plays. That's Fireweaver is pretty good.
Fireweaver's pretty good. Land Fireweaver, you have...
Yeah, probably should not have played out the land first. Just playing it out there.
Yeah. Use the mana to play the Fireweaver. It gets hard.
Conquer Psyche.
Yeah.
Are you going to selective breeding the Fireweaver? Do you have any selective breeding targets left?
You have Solmon the Huntress.
Yeah, actually, that might not be bad. No,
it's a creature. If it hits in, you get Renown, I guess. It's hexproof, so you can't Logic Module it. Just plays the mana ascetic.
Neon keeps drawing lands.
Okay, Bastion does nothing?
This is really unfortunate for Neon. I feel like.
This is truly a game of Magic of all time. I feel like Neon's just not drawing anything, but Gallo has elected to not win the game on a couple turns here. Like, if they had not blown up Colonel, the game would be over. Like,
no, what about
this
Logic
turn.
Module?
That's true. Logic Module would then exist.
What would Logic Module actually copy there?
On that board?
Kaioro, maybe? Kaioro then gets back...
Yeah, because you have something to just... But you don't have something to discard to it if you don't... Because if you play the set at Tundra, you can play Logic Module.
Fair, yeah.
But if you do that, then you don't have a discard, so you have to get a Ophidian Oracle, and then you just draw a card, I guess, and you have a 4/4. I think it's the best thing you can do. I think it's still better for Gala in that situation, but...
I guess Neon just copies Word of Silence to draw a card.
No, copy Fireweaver. Get your Conquer Psyche out of your sideboard. If you're on Logic Module, you should be running a Fireweaver board. You should be considering that.
They're tapping the board. Okay, yeah.
Tap the board.
Doesn't do much.
It's... I guess.
It also leaves open Logic Module copying whatever Gal decides to pod into play.
That's true. Not if they get back Grove Sculptor, though. Is just sitting on grave.
Yeah.
Witch's Spring's Promise.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Your hand,
yeah.
Your hand's fine. Yeah, I think you Kaioro here.
Or you just directly lurk, maybe. Like, lurk into your Grove Sculptor to start blowing up the opponent's Logic Module.
Yeah, I'm doing with Logic Module.
Run your opponent out of options. Oh, you can lurk into Grove Sculptor and then Scarlet Mist the Grove Sculptor, and
that's tough. That's tough. And it's got haste, and it's just a big beater. Your opponent's dead in next turn.
They're going to grab Ophidian Oracle, it seems.
The value is powerful. I mean, I guess you get like Scarlet Mist, you get a bunch of cards in hand. It's a pretty good beater.
Yeah,
still.
But it doesn't blow up their.
They didn't pull it out yet, though.
Oh,
yeah, it gets Grove
yeah.
Sculptor. Yeah, that's the right choice there. So it's Scarlet Mist.
Oh, never mind.
Oh yeah, Conquer Psyche. Yeah.
Yeah, Neon's just dead.
That's just lethal. That is simply lethal. Yeah, that is simply lethal on board.
Oof.
It all worked out, I suppose.
Yeah, so Gala's make it to the finals.
I like the one tick down from Neon of like, time to lose my life. Oh, I'm dead actually. Shoot. What a game.
Yeah,
what a game. Calamity Rose MVP so far for sure.
Didn't expect
Massive.
that. So Gala's make it to the finals for once with this deck. So
the Calamity Rose was like the biggest card for both players. Really.
I just got disconnected from Cockatrice for inactivity.
Ooh, unfortunately, I see you got disconnected. That's where you gotta like pull up a card and chat when it's relevant. Just pull up like a random card.
Yeah.
Like just pull up like Valdez and chat. And then that's how you stay active.
Yeah. But anyways, so that was the game. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we'll be able to commentate the finals. And with that, I'm signing off.
Mm-hmm.